Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode. It feels like we just did this.
Because I think we did. Well, it wasn't a whole week.
Yeah, I mean, I think we recorded last Friday,
Yeah.
I want to say. But we're already on Wednesday. It's the day after Halloween now.
Yep. We survived Halloween.
Halloween. 2023. Not
my favorite Halloween of my life.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I feel like for me specifically, it's just kind of like a stressful time in my life. So I'm like not super excited and I'm poor. I think I've had more money. It's nice when you can just like go out and not worry about spending money. You can just spend the money.
Well, rent. Oh, shit. I got to pay rent.
And
Rent's due. So that.
Well, that
fucks it
happens
up.
every year.
Yeah, you're right. But it sucks.
Yeah. But I mean, we still had fun. We had a little party at our friend's house and we dressed up.
Yeah, we got to dress up. We went to a bar.
Yeah. I think it's also maybe we're just getting older and it's less exciting.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah.
We all have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
we got shit to do. I do love Halloween though. I think that I want to do some ritualistic stuff. So, yeah, let's start with our game.
Okay, let's get deep.
Let's get deep. So, let's get deep.
Yeah, let's get deep.
How many times have you been in love?
Oh, I'd say 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah. I mean, and that's me being in love in the moment, you know, because looking back at some of those, that wasn't love.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I was in love.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, like you felt like you were at the time. So you were in love.
yeah.
But your idea of love has maybe changed.
Yeah. 3rd time's a charm.
What was the first one?
I was 19 or 20.
Is that the one that was that cheated on you?
Yes.
That you found on their computer or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found out it was after my mom died.
Oh,
and we
shit.
moved back in with my dad in the house I grew up in, just to like.
You and your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Your dad was chill with that?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, whatever, because I was living in Ohio, so my dad was just happy that I was back in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend at the time got this like DJ job at a gay bar.
Okay.
And he was going to work one night. It was like 10 p.m. And we were laying in bed on his computer, and I saw an email from his ex-girlfriend.
That's so sketchy.
And she had been sketchy before. Like, she had tried to come over one time when I was out of town, and one of his friends told me.
Good on his friend.
And I was like, that's really weird. Why did she email you?
Yeah.
Like, she has your phone number, clearly, you know? And he was like, oh, I don't know. That's so weird. And deleted it.
Deleted it?
Deleted it. We didn't even open it. He just deleted it.
You know he went back in those drafts, or like back in because you can like look at the deleted files.
Well, so he deleted it, and then he was like, all right, I gotta go to work. And I was like, okay, bye. And I got on his laptop and went into the deleted files.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
the deleted emails, and I saw like their whole exchange, and it was very sexual, and there was pictures.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I lost my mind.
I mean, it's like a kind of funny quote unquote story now, but that must have been like really tough at the time.
Yeah.
Did you tell your dad about the cheating thing?
I think so. I don't remember because we were going to work it out. We were going to try. And we had been dating for 2.5 years, and we were going to try to like work through it. And I just couldn't get it out of my head because this wasn't the first time I had found something like that. So it was actually like the 3rd time.
Damn.
Like, not even cheating wise, just like him being sneaky. And
was it always with her?
No, it was like different people.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't do this. And how dare you? My mom just died.
Yeah. That's so fucked up.
Yeah. And we're like literally under my dad's roof. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
So I kicked him out, and he had to move back to Ohio.
Good.
He's married now.
That's crazy though.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't like physical cheating, but.
Well, it is. I mean, I would still consider that cheating for
Yeah,
sure.
I
And
mean-
he probably did do something physical. You just didn't know.
Exactly.
I think that people, it's like, I feel like they wouldn't have done that if he was single. People love to just, like,
Fuck up relationships.
it's like the deviance of it. Or like,
Yeah. Kirsten, is it hard or easy for you to follow through on commitments?
oh, I mean, I guess hard. Yeah.
But you
I
do
feel
follow
like-
through. You do it though.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is. If it's something I really want to do, I will do it. But yeah, I'm a procrastinator for sure. If it like this, like the podcast, I feel like I've sometimes tried to talk myself out of doing it, but then I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you still do it, but it might be a little hard to like get there.
Yeah, it's the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
Well, we decided that we're gonna do another round of witchcraft.
Yeah, because there's too much, and this might not even be the last part.
It probably won't be.
We're really into it.
We're into it, and if you're not, sorry.
Sorry, but this is our life now.
This isn't the pod for you then.
Yeah, we're witchy girls, and we're going to talk about witchy stuff. So,
I'm Kirsten,
I'm Allie.
and you're listening to Thank You So Much. Thank you so much for Witchcraft, Part 2.
Dos.
So, Allie, I think it was during our witchcraft session that we were looking at books. I don't know why. I think we were kind of drunk, maybe.
Yeah,
But we were like looking
Normally.
up books, and anywho, what you got there? What book you got there?
So this is from Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft, the classic course in Wicca. So it's kind of like a workbook where there's like lessons, and it goes kind of through the history of witchcraft, through what like Wiccans believe, as far as like almost like a religion,
Mm-hmm.
but not as strict and not as like cut and dry.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like how to set up your altar, how to set up the room your altar's in, and all that stuff. And then there's also like spells and things, like as it's like you build up to that part. Like,
Okay.
you have to like know all the ins and outs first, and then he goes over like the spells. So it's
Mhm.
very linear, and it's like a workbook because there's questions after every lesson that you have to fill out, or you don't have to, but
You have to.
you have to do it. But it would be really helpful too. So yeah, it's kind of like you're learning like it's like a course on witchcraft.
I like it.
Yeah. Today I thought we could go into like the beliefs of most witches, and of course this isn't all witches don't believe in this stuff, and he does say that a lot. He's like, this isn't, every single witch isn't going to believe this, but this is what I think makes sense, and what a lot of other witches think makes sense, and Wiccans, and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So
Okay.
I was interested, like, what do witches actually believe in?
Let's hear about it.
Okay. Well, first of all, would you consider yourself a religious person?
No.
Me either.
I grew up religious, but no. Well, my family was Methodist, I guess, but we're mostly just like Protestant Christians, not non-Catholic Christians.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic high school, so I like grew up around it a lot, and we went to church every Sunday and stuff. And I was in the youth group in church.
Oh, me too.
But I think when I went to college, honestly, I think it was when I took religion in college that I was like, who am I to say that this religion is the right one?
yeah.
And then I just kind of stopped.
That's kind of what turned me off from Christianity too. I was in youth group and stuff, and I was like pretty into it. Like, I got baptized when I was like 10 or something, but yeah, the more that you research and the
Mhm.
more that you think about things, it's like, I don't necessarily believe in this, and it doesn't align with my views. And I just don't like how Christians are very like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you're not this, then you're going to hell.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And for some reason, this girl from my childhood decided to mail me her personal Bible. Did I tell you
What?
this?
No.
I didn't tell you this?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like, were you posting about religion online or like?
No, I honestly, I don't know if she like listened to one of our podcasts.
So this is recent then.
Yes. So let me tell you the story. Also, if you're listening to this, girlfriend, thank you so much for the Bible. Me and her like grew up together. Like her mom was my mom's friend because they were both teachers. And we went to the same pool growing up, and we would play like mermaids together.
Yeah.
Like she was my pool buddy.
But you were pretty close.
Yeah, for that stint of time.
Yeah.
But we went to different high schools. I think she went to a Christian school and I didn't. And like we weren't friends after we were like 12 probably. But we stayed in touch, you know, like through Facebook and stuff.
But I mean, had you guys like DM'd each other?
Not really, but she knew my mom. Like the other day, I don't know if it's because I've been posting about witchcraft, but she messaged me and she was like, hey, what's your address? I really want to send something to you. Like I have something for you.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, cool. Because she does art too. And I was like, it could be just
she made a craft or something for you. Yeah.
Yeah, here's my address. And then a couple days later, I get this big ass holy Bible in the mail. And it's like,
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. It was all tattered and like the pages were falling out and they were all highlighted and there were notes everywhere. And I was like, hey, thank you for the Bible. And she was like, oh, you're welcome. I just felt called to do it. Like God told me to send this to you and it helped me through a lot of things. And I hope you find your answers. That's what she said. I hope you find the answers you're looking for and da-da-da. And I was like, was there something that made you want to send
like think about this?
Yeah, like did you see something I posted or like anything spark that? And she was like, no, I was really just praying and God told me to send it to you. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like I appreciate that. That's very personal to you, so that's nice you wanted to give it
seems
to me.
like that's her like personal book. Yeah.
But I was just like, what makes you think that I'm searching for answers? First of all, what makes you think I don't have a relationship with God? Like, you don't know me well enough to assume that I wouldn't have those things because religion is so personal. Yeah. And like, not everyone screams it at the top of their lungs like Christians do. Yeah. So when I was reading this today, it just reaffirmed that
like what you believe.
What I believe, because the thing about the beliefs in Wiccan is like they don't know. They don't know, and it's okay to not know. But they also started out.
Well, isn't that like agnostic? Well, I guess agnostic is you
acknowledge that there's a higher power,
yeah,
but you don't know what it is.
Yeah. But I think like agnostic is a little bit more, the way I think of it is it's more like there is a God. I don't know either, but witchcraft does have like more of a belief system than like agnostic people do. But I just thought it was cool because the first like paragraph is saying that like there's different names for the gods, but there's not different gods. So yeah, we could all be praying to the same God. It's a different name, like Allah or Jesus or you know. Yeah. I mean, well, maybe you can think of that girl reaching out to you as that for you, because you're thinking about quote unquote God as in the universe and witchcraft, and maybe you're kind of like manifesting. So maybe you should look at that book, is what I'm saying. It could like symbolize something for you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, but also I've read the Bible. Like,
yeah, but maybe she's got something in there to.
I don't know. So they're saying like, you know, it's really common for people to view God as something they can relate to. So like a woman or a man, or maybe black people think of God as black, or, you know, white people think of, I mean, we changed Jesus to white.
Yeah.
So, you know, all of us have this idea of like an ultimate deity. So when witches think of God, it's always like two different deities. There's like a masculine version and a feminine version. And this book is saying that if God is all powerful, you kind of have to have both in order to be all powerful. Like you have to have both in you for balance. So the masculine and feminine thing comes in later when this book is saying like witches religion is nature, the balances of nature, the way everything just kind of works together in nature.
Yeah, it's like harmony.
Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Harmony. Kind of like when, this certain bee lands on a flower and it poops on it, and then that poop is actually used to feed a spider that is also living on the same flower. I don't know. It's like
nature has been built to work on its own.
Yeah.
Humans came in and did all this crazy stuff, but like we didn't need to.
Right.
It's provided us the tools to heal beyond.
Because think about like in witchcraft, like they use so many things from the earth.
Yeah, botanicals and different herbs.
Yeah,
I feel like really, and this is going to sound woo-woo, but I feel like there are a lot of cases where plants can cure rather than like using over-the-counter medicines or prescriptions even. Like
there's so many plants on the planet. I mean, at the end of the day, we get everything from the earth.
Yeah, like literally everything is.
Literally, that's the only thing we have is the earth. So whether we mess with the components and make it into something else, it still came from the earth. Cocaine? Yeah. Came from the earth.
Yeah. Any kind of like prescription drugs.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Because we're messing with the chemicals to create that.
Yeah.
But the chemicals came from the earth, the elements.
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of resonates with me. And, I like how it does have like the two masculine energies within everything. There's masculine and feminine energies. And it's saying that even the most macho man is going to have some feminine energy in him, like some trait. And you need both in order for balance and harmony and all that stuff. One complaint that witches have about Christianity is that it takes out the feminine side of a deity. Because Jesus is masculine God, we always say he. So that's like one thing that I guess witches don't like about Christianity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just saying like every single one of us is made of both masculine and feminine attributes. So you can't just say God as a deity is just a man or, you can't, just doesn't make sense really with the whole balance of nature.
It's both.
They're also saying that the name of your deity can be a personal preference. Like you can name your particular God that you believe in, and they're not going to get confused. They're going to know that you're talking to them. Whatever resonates with you, if you want to say the wind or whatever, like I'm praying to this or whatever, it still works. It's still good. And he wants to make it clear in this book that witchcraft is not anti-Christian, anti-Judaism, anti-anything. It's just simply not Christian.
Yeah.
So, that was one thing he kind of repeated a couple times. And then, I don't know if you've ever thought about reincarnation, but witches, because of just things they see psychically, they all kind of have the same visions of reincarnation and the souls and the afterlife and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting.
Do you think that you've been reincarnated?
I don't know, but I've always wanted to get one of those hypnosis readings.
Yeah. Well, what, like past life
readings. Yeah. I think so. I mean, I do trust some psychics when they say things like that, but I watched this show on Netflix and it was all about near-death experiences, and there was a section about reincarnation. It made me like kind of believe more in it, because these little kids, they're like 3 years old and they're talking about their past life, and then they fact check everything and it's true.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That is wild. Yeah,
because they're so little.
How would they know that? Yeah,
so that's kind of what pushes me in that direction. But this book is saying this is what we think. This is what witches see when they are, have their psychic abilities. But at the end of the day, we don't know.
Yeah.
But reincarnation is super, super old. And it's part of a lot of religions, including Hinduism and Buddhism, for example. So it's believed that the human spirit or soul is a fragment of the divine. So like we all have God in us, and it will eventually return to the divine source. So in order to get to divinity, you have to experience all these different things in life. They're saying that the soul has to experience everything. Why should one person be born into a rich family, another person into poverty? Why should one be born crippled, another fit and strong? It's because we must all eventually experience all things. So one thing he said was like child prodigies, Mozart, and
Yeah.
like children who just play the piano at 4 years old, like they've been playing for 70 years.
Oh yeah, that's why they're so good. It's
Yeah.
from the past
Yeah,
life.
he's saying like they're bringing memories from the past
Mm.
life over into this life.
Or like intuitions from
Yeah. And he also talks about homosexuality. He was like, maybe it could also be explained through reincarnation. Like if you were male in one life and then you come back as a female.
Yeah, and trans people too.
Yeah. It could all just be from that. It could all just be from our past lives of why we feel the way we feel about ourselves.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool way of thinking it.
Yeah. He talks about what's the point of a child living if they're just going to die early? You know, like child death is terrible. Like, why would that be a thing? And he's saying, well, for the reincarnation, the people who believe in reincarnation, the child has learned everything that it needed to learn in this life. And it was over. They graduated. That one lesson they learned or whatever is what,
I like that way of putting it because it's like people that we say, and it's not even just children, but people like, like your mom or my dad that like died at younger ages than normal. Maybe that's because they had a longer life in the past. And this is, all they needed.
That's all they needed. And then now they're ready to go on to the next one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of like gave me a little comfort. I think. So, yeah, they're just saying like in each life you have a certain amount to learn, a certain amount to experience. Occasionally you may remember past lives, but normally we don't. And then he was also saying like hypnosis stuff, past life readings are something you can look into for that. Deja vu might be something from our past life.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're doing the same thing that maybe you did in your past life, you might remember it and it might come back to you as a memory, but you don't really know what it's from.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. They also believe in karma, kind of, like not in the, if you are a murderer in this life, you're going to get the worst possible outcome in your next life. They think that karma is for one lifetime. So if you live your life, do evil stuff in this life, you're going to maybe...
You can start over in your next life, maybe.
Yeah. They don't think that it carries over into different lives, like the karma.
That seems fair because it doesn't seem like it would be fair for your past self to or your present self to benefit from like something you don't even
I didn't even
did.
I don't remember even doing that, and I'm not that person. So so that's kind of nice. Rather than being rewarded and punished after death for what you have done in your life, which is believe you get your rewards and punishment during your lifetime. I think that's nice. So like Christians, not to keep bringing it back to Christianity, but that's like the biggest religion over here. So if over here you do bad here, you get punished in your afterlife, but witches don't believe that. So I like that because I don't believe that there's a hell and you're going to go to hell for being gay and you're going to get punished for the rest of your life. I just don't believe that.
I don't either.
So basically your only job here is to progress, work towards perfection. You can create your own reality. Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it. There's a Wiccan rule, and it's old, but it says, "And it harm none, do what thou wilt."
What thou wilt.
What thou wilt. And it harm none. So if it doesn't harm anybody, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
I like that. That's freeing.
Yeah. And whenever possible, help those less fortunate. And that doesn't mean like help them to the fullest extent that you possibly can. It could just mean give them advice or even be empathetic towards people is helping them in that way too. I also read about like between lives because time isn't real. It's a made up construct by humans. You could be in between lives and your job at that point is to help people who are on Earth. Guardian angels or spirit guides, stuff like that. That could be like the people who are in between their lives.
Okay, that's cool.
There's no time there, so they want to help, like they could help you through your whole lifetime and then be reborn in, you know, something else. And yeah, I'm not saying I believe all of this.
This is just what it's like.
This is what it's
in there. Yeah.
Witches always hope that they'll be reborn in the next life with those that they have known and loved from different psychic experiences. It seems like this is often the case. A lot of times a couple will stay together throughout numerous lifetimes in different relationship roles.
That's cute.
Yeah, so maybe like the love of your life in this lifetime may be your daughter in the next lifetime. Your souls will still be together. It just might be different roles.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That would be wild. Yeah, because you really can be like something completely different, but there's still some like similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all through their experiences, their visions. God or deity is talking to them. This is what they see and feel. So I think it's kind of cool. Like it makes more sense to me than other things.
Yeah. I mean, I buy it. I think like the past life stuff I haven't thought about as much, but definitely like the view of the world and the harmony of the earth and how everything is here like to help us survive and be healthy and yeah.
I know that you are going to go into different magics, but before you can do any magic, you got to have an altar.
That's right.
An altar is just, it can be on anything, but it's better to have an altar that doesn't contain any steel.
Oh, never heard that.
If there's metal in the table, the only metal that's acceptable is brass. And that's because the witch's knife and sword and wand or whatever tools that the witch is using for directing energies, they can be conductive of metal.
Oh.
Any metals that are conductive might throw off the energy.
Oh. Should I get rid of my little spoons? I have little witch's spoons.
I don't know. Maybe
I like my little witch spoons.
Maybe I'll read more on it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Maybe you can get brass spoons. That'd be cool.
But I like the spoons that I have.
I like those spoons too. And an incense burner is necessity. And that's actually pretty cool because incense has been used in religions throughout thousands of years. And there's like a ton of belief in incense throughout different religions. The whole concept is the incense carries your prayers up to the gods.
What lesson did we just get a crash course in?
Yeah, that was lesson 2.
Okay.
First lesson is more like the history, which we already kind of went over in our last episode, our last witchcraft episode. And then lesson 2 is the belief.
What's the lesson after that?
Next lesson is tools, clothing, and names. Working tools, knife, marking in metal, sword, other tools, dress, jewelry.
Cool.
Your witch name.
Ooh.
Maybe we should find out what our witch name is.
Alley oops, I did it again.
Yeah, that's my witch name. Alley oops.
Kirsty Bot.
I did it again. You have to refer to me by that.
Where did that come from? Alley oops, I did it again.
Well, alley oop.
Yeah, that's like a basketball thing.
Yeah,
right?
so like alley oop, and then oops, I did it again.
So it's really just that. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but
it's not that
I
deep.
I thought there was more to it, maybe.
No, it's not that deep.
All right. Well, I have some more from this big old tome, from the Library of Esoterica, and we're gonna be talking about different schools of magic. Ooh. And so this is like you talked about. Like witchcraft and like some of the Wiccan beliefs. Mm-hmm. This is like talking about different types of witches and different types of magic.
Cool.
First of all, I kind of looked up about, what are spells. Mm-hmm. And it's basically an attempt to achieve some goal. Yeah. And every spell has 2 things in common. The spellcaster's own personal magic and then the goal. That's like the basic formula of the spell. And then there's like a bunch of different things that you can do to cast a spell, usually involving words and objects rituals. I think I'm going to talk about sympathetic magic first.
Okay.
Because I think this one seems like the overarching idea. And it was reminded of this when you were talking about like the harmony of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. So sympathetic magic rules under the theory of correspondences, which means that things that resemble each other will naturally magically impact each other.
Okay.
It's like when people use dolls to symbolize some person.
Like voodoo dolls.
Yeah. Or like in my spell book, one of the spells was you get a green silk ribbon and it's a money spell. So it's like things that like resemble other things using symbols. And I thought this was interesting because it says sympathetic magic enables one to create one's own destiny. By utilizing the power of correspondences, one is able to manifest the object of one's desire. And they also thought that cave paintings, some of those were like using sympathetic magic because they would like summon the animal and that they were drawing.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes with a chart, a table of correspondences. And this is why I wanted to start with this, because this is like the stuff that I think we kind of hear over and over again in like astrology and like tarot. But we have different correspondences, the planets, metals, colors, botanicals, deities, gemstones. For example, I'm not going to do all of these because there's a bunch. But for example, if we look at like the sun, there's like a symbol for the sun, and then the metal is gold. The colors, what do you think the colors would be?
Yellow and orange.
Mm-hmm. Yellow, orange, and gold. What do you think would be good botanicals for the sun?
Sunflower.
Yeah?
Daisy.
Well, you got sunflower.
I don't know a lot of flowers.
Citrus.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a botanical.
Yeah, citrus and heliotrope, which I'm not sure what heliotrope is.
It's
but
a street by my house.
yeah, I did know that, but apparently it's a botanical, which I did not know.
All right.
And then the deities for the sun are Apollo, Helios, Sol, and Victus. And then we have the day, Sunday. And I didn't realize this because it's like Sunday is the sun, Monday is the moon.
Oh.
Tuesday is Mars, Wednesday is Mercury, Jupiter is Thursday, Friday is Venus, and Saturday is Saturn.
Interesting.
Well, some of them like really sound like the
like
word.
Saturn, Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Monday, moon. Let's do this for the moon too. What do you think is the color for the moon?
Silver.
Yeah, white and silver. Yes. What's the metal?
Silver.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a trick question.
Botanicals is a little harder, but what do you think?
Botanicals. Cantaloupe.
Lily.
Oh.
And then there's a moonflower and mugwort. But yeah, so I thought this was interesting because like we see those symbols and we talked about colors and magic. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you're creating your own spells, I mean, there's a lot of spell books, but I think like this chart could kind of help you create your own spells.
Because you know what materials you need and
like what things go together. Mm-hmm. So that is sympathetic magic. We also have some other types of magic.
Okay.
And I think these ones are kind of like types of witches almost. So there's folk magic, which is kind of like people that are more in marginalized communities that maybe don't have as much money. So they use like their cultural resources, like natural resources to create spells. Chaos magic, which is one I feel like I could get down with.
It already sounds fun.
It's a modern magical practice that's focusing on the spellcaster's independence and personal needs. I feel like that's kind of what we want to be, right? And then there is green witchery, or also known as botanical magic. So that's like focusing on the natural world. So sometimes it's, for healing purposes and sometimes working with plant spirits.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was one thing that my book said was that witches believe every living thing has a soul and a spirit.
I need to take better care of my plants.
Yeah, so like your plants are crying.
I'm sorry, planties.
Just kidding. I only have one plant because I can't keep them alive.
Yeah, what happened to that ivy I gave you?
Oh, it was.
She did?
She did. She'd been dead for a long time.
Yeah, that was also from like the 99-cent store.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't water it as much as I should have.
Yeah.
That's one thing that happened.
Anywho, so hedge witchery, which I just like the name, hedge witchery.
Hedge witchery.
So that is like a shamanistic school of magic that emphasizes interactions with the spirit world. So like if you think of hedge, it's a boundary between civilization and nature.
Mm-hmm. Like
So
all the rich people in Beverly Hills
yeah,
with their hedges.
they have hedges. Hedge witchery. But I mean, this one actually sounds a lot like Green Witch, but I think it's like more focused on spirits, maybe. Then kitchen witchery, which is kind of obvious, you know, making potions and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, I thought this was kind of interesting. It says that spells may be cast by cooking, baking, concocting potions. A wooden spoon or ice pick may serve as a wand.
Okay. Good to know.
I do feel like whenever I use a wooden spoon for cooking, I feel more witchy.
Yeah.
Don't you? I love
I
using
don't
the wooden
have
spoons.
a wooden spoon.
Oh, you don't?
I need to get one.
Do you want one of mine?
No, I'll get one.
Yeah.
You don't have to give me
They're pretty
yours.
cheap.
Yeah, I'll find one. I'll go to the 99-cent store.
I do love a good wooden spoon.
Well, I
prefer cooking with the wooden
will
spoon.
I will get
I recommend it.
I will get a wooden spoon.
What do you use? Like, what's your favorite cooking? Like when you're just like making eggs or something. What do you
I have a spatula that is part of a set.
Oh.
It's like rose gold
Oh, nice.
and it's cute.
Nice.
But I'd be down for a wooden spoon.
Wooden spoons are great. Very versatile. So those are like some types of magic. So there's also apotropaic magic. And in the book, there is this wand, a magical wand made of bone, like carved bone.
Whoa, that's cool.
So if you saw this, what would you think apotropaic magic might be?
For the moon.
So apotropaic magic, it comes from the word, I'm really going to mess this up, but the Greek root apotropaion, and that means to ward off or prevent.
Okay.
So it's protection magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Well, that wand
maybe this
looks a little scary.
Yeah, it does look a little scary,
to be honest with
but
you.
that's, you know, it's for protection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to ward off. It has to look scary. It's got to protect you.
Yeah.
Ward off the spirits.
And one example that the book gives is in The Wizard of Oz, Glinda's like bubble. Remember like that bubble? That's apotropaic magic.
Oh, okay. A little protection.
Mm-hmm. That's apotropaic magic.
Okay.
Then we have attraction magic.
Mm.
And that is, well, to
Like
attract.
Manifesting, kind of.
Yeah, to manifest, to attract. And it's like, if you think of like Lucky Charms, like the horseshoe, when people put like the horseshoe above their door, that's attraction magic.
At first, I thought you were talking about the cereal.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Lucky Charms?
Well, all of those little things those charms are attraction magic.
Okay.
Do you know what the Maneki Neko is?
Mm-mm.
I know you've seen them. They're those like little Japanese cats in like the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be kind of like welcoming.
Okay.
That's attraction magic.
Oh my gosh. I did attraction magic because my friend brought me back this little thingy from Japan. And you're supposed to color in one eye and make a wish. And then once your wish comes true, you color in the second eye.
Oh, that's cute.
And my wish was to get a dog.
Aw.
And I found Alfredo.
Dude, you cast a spell to get Alfredo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, also attraction is like a magnetic effect. So a lot of attraction magic is around desire and love and romance, health. So more kind of like familial, I think.
Yeah.
Then the opposite of attraction magic is repulsion magic.
Like, get the fuck away from me.
Get the fuck away. So like, yeah, repelling, you know, unwanted enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is like where cleansing comes in. So like when people use
like
the
when you
sage. Yeah.
Okay.
Repulsion. That's
you're
repulsion.
like repelling the bad spirits.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're like being haunted, you can
Yeah.
use like a repulsion
Okay.
magic. Banishing toxic relationships. So then there's malefic magic. And this is,
Ooh.
I think, where we get into like the voodoo dolls.
Yeah. Do you think that's like evil magic, kind of?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
you know, like
shit.
Maleficent?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like evil.
She's a bad bitch.
It's dark magic directed towards,
like hurting someone.
yeah, or something.
Wow. I don't want to do dark
So-
magic. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah. But I think it's like kind of, I don't want to do it either. But I think the idea is it's a way for people that have been marginalized to have some sort of weapon, you know? Like it's people that haven't been like cast away in society, and it's their tool to fight back, I guess. So
I mean, I can't blame them.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's supposed to be very like discreet, secretive kind of magic, and people use binding material like wax, twine, or fabric, and then also pins and sharp objects.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
The most notorious, as we said, it involves dolls.
Yeah,
So
like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, like a voodoo doll. And this book actually, I think, purposefully avoids discussing voodoo with this, because I think voodoo is misunderstood. That's maybe a topic for a different time.
Yeah.
But they don't mention voodoo at all, actually, when they talk about malefic magic. But I think that is still a good thing to think about, how to remember it. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's malefic magic. I think, what kind of witch do you think you would be?
Do you have to just do one type of magic, or can you do?
I think you can do any types of magic, but I guess like when I think of like the green witch or like ceremonial magic, yeah, I guess you can be all of it. You can do all of it.
I kind of like the one where things represent each other.
Mm-hmm. Sympathetic
magic. I kind of like that one, and I also like the green magic.
Yeah, me too. I like that. Kitchen witchery is fun too. Oh, chaos magic is the one that I liked, kind of focusing on independence and personal. I feel like, yeah, a lot of these things are just holistically what witchcraft is, but they're more like fine-tuned ways of like describing that kind of magic. And it's a lot. Like, I feel like we got to just start doing some magic.
Yeah, we should.
We've got to start casting some spells.
I already have people in our coven.
Heck yeah.
And the more people you get, well, you know, under 13,
the more powerful.
So,
do you think some friends from last night want to be in it?
I think Bobo would be in it.
I think Tori would too.
Yeah, Tori would. And then Kadar wants to be in it. And also,
Langston.
he thinks his friend might be interested.
No white men in our covens. I just don't really, you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. But we're white women.
Yeah, but that's different.
Like, not that much different.
It is different because women have powers, like the feminine, the divine feminine. I just don't like white men magic.
Yeah. Well, no one does.
It's not magical.
It's not. We're allowed to decide
I feel like,
who's in our coven and who's not.
And I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've been reading about witchcraft is like, it's like for marginalized communities.
Yeah.
Not for non-marginalized.
Yeah.
White men. We'll take this whole part out.
Yeah, the whole thing.
But yeah, fun stuff. I think I don't know if we're gonna do witchcraft next week, but we'll definitely have an update for you guys.
It might be fun to like sprinkle it in every so often.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll definitely have an update for you guys on our findings. Maybe it'll be like a witchcraft tidbit.
Yeah, or like maybe we can do a spell together, all of us together.
Yeah.
And you guys can do it with us.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool. We'd be
that
like,
would
okay.
be cool. Like collectively, our energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will just see about that. Well, guys, I hope you loved this episode. I feel like we taught you some things. We went on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
I think it's really nice that we're doing this because I think witchcraft gets a bad rep.
I think it does too.
I think it's like people think it's evil.
Yeah, people are like, oh, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, or like it's going to be bad for you. But I think it's all positive. Like it's just manifesting in a different way.
Yeah, it's very misunderstood.
Yeah.
When I think about witchcraft and I think about myself being a witch, I like walk with more confidence. And it's like you have your own little special secret power.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful thing. It's like what a lot of these self-help books are teaching.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah,
magic.
and it's nice to have something to kind of believe in.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's still really spiritual, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, cool. Love you guys.
Love you guys so much. Follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much, pod. Email us. Thank you so much, pod. Everything. Thank you so much, pod.
That's right. Hit us up, y'all.
Hit us up.
Oh, did we do a poll last time? Do we want to look at that poll? Oh shit, we have 13,000 Spotify impressions.
Hey. So the poll was, have you ever seen a cryptid? And 100% of people said no. Thank goddess.
Oh, you put that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember putting that.
Yeah, I did that. I said, hell yeah. Or no, thank goddess. Because it's scary. No one of our friends who listen to this has seen a cryptid. Lame.
All right. Well,
love you so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, Mom.